Have you ever felt someone watching you, even when you knew you were completely alone? There's a forgotten house in the outskirts of Lahore, a house no one dares to step inside after sunset. The walls are cracked, windows boarded, and the garden overgrown with wild weeds. The locals whisper that the last family who lived there disappeared one stormy night and no one has seen them since. But 3 university students, Aisha, Hamza, and Biladi, didn't believe in ghost stories. They had a YouTube channel where they explored haunted places to prove the myths wrong. So, one cold evening, armed with cameras, flashlights, and a daredevil attitude, they decided to step into the abandoned house. The moment they crossed the gate, an unnatural silence swallowed the street behind them. No dogs barking, no wind moving, just silence so heavy it made their ears ring. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the smell of rotten wood stung their noses. Their flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing broken furniture, torn curtains, and walls smeared with something dark that looked too much like dried blood. Hamza, trying to lighten the mood, whispered, "Maybe the family just moved out and forgot to clean up." But his voice cracked halfway, betraying his fear. As they climbed the staircase, Aisha noticed something odd: handprints. Small, childlike handprints, scattered across the wall as if a kid had been crawling upward, pressed into the plaster. She touched one with her hand, and it felt warm. Her heart skipped a beat. They entered the master bedroom. The air inside was colder than the rest of the house. Their cameras picked up glitches, static lines dancing across the screens. On the floor was a diary, its cover torn and pages yellowed. Bilal picked it up and began reading aloud. "They keep standing at the foot of my bed every night. Their eyes don't blink. Their faces are not human anymore. Please, make it stop." As he flipped the pages, the handwriting grew shaky, and then, suddenly, the last page had only one word written again and again, in frantic strokes: "Stay out." A sudden crash echoed from downstairs. Something heavy had fallen. The 3 of them froze. "Probably just the wind," Hamza muttered, though there were no open windows. They reluctantly moved toward the sound. As they descended, they noticed something horrifying. The front door they had left open was now shut tight, and standing in the middle of the living room was a little girl. Her back was turned. She wore a dirty white dress, her hair hanging in tangled strands. She hummed a broken lullaby, off-key and haunting. "Hello, are you lost?" Aisha asked, her voice trembling. The girl slowly turned around. Her eyes were gone, just hollow, black sockets. Her jaw hung lower than humanly possible, and her smile stretched unnaturally wide. The lights from their cameras flickered and died. The girl let out a piercing scream, not from her mouth, but from every corner of the house. It was deafening, a sound that rattled their bones. The 3 of them bolted upstairs, desperate to hide. They barricaded themselves in a room, panting, trembling, their minds racing for a way out. Hamza whispered, "It's just a prank. It has to be a prank." But then, they heard it. Footsteps, slowly climbing the staircase. Tap, tap, tap. And with each step, the sound of that lullaby returned closer and closer. Suddenly, the old mirror in the room flickered like a TV screen. And in its reflection, they didn't see themselves. They saw the missing family. A mother, father, and 2 children, all pale, lifeless, with eyes black as night, standing right behind them. Aisha screamed. Bilal dropped the diary. Hamza yanked open the window to jump out. But when he looked outside, it wasn't the street anymore. It was the same room they were standing in. The house had trapped them. The door creaked open. The little girl stepped inside, but now her body was distorted, twisted like a broken puppet. She whispered in a voice that didn't belong to her, "We were waiting for you." Suddenly, the family from the mirror stepped out into reality, their cold hands reaching for the 3 students. The cameras on the floor recorded everything: the screams, the scratching, the pounding, and then silence. Hours later, the locals saw lights flashing in the old house. When police went inside, they found nothing, no signs of the students. Just 3 cameras, lying in the dust, still recording. The footage, nothing but static. Except for the last 5 seconds, where a child's voice whispered directly into the microphone, "Now, it's your turn." So, what do you think? Do you believe the house really claimed their souls? Or do you think it's just another urban legend, twisted to scare people away? Would you dare to step into a house that everyone swears is cursed just for the thrill of it? Tell me in the comments below. If you heard footsteps behind you right now, would you turn around, or would you run?